Good morning, everybody. This video, I just kind of want to talk openly. It's 4:21 in the morning right now, and the reason why I'm awake so early is something that's been on my mind for a little bit since I'm kind of back in the job market after a few years. And I noticed something this time around has drastically changed, and it's making my frustration and a lot of people's frustration that much harder looking for new work. And I came back into it is at the same time AI has been becoming more increasingly effective in the consumer market, and that is paralleling now into people looking into the job market. And unfortunately, it's making it more difficult for people to break in and find roles, even if they are qualified. So now that we know that there is an element to, my logic here, we do know that AI is scanning resumes for certain keywords. We really don't know what those keywords are. Again, I just may not be the strongest candidate. I mean, there's that element too, but I'll be honest, I can come to that conclusion. But the majority of my applications, I've been putting out a lot more applications, and I've been getting rejection letters within minutes of me putting out that application. And that's telling me that somebody really didn't read my resume. So that means even though my resume is strong and good, I may not have had those key words to go to the next step in the application process. I've also noticed that there's been a lot of it's AI assisted hiring tools, and that's a lot of text messages that I get now for jobs, and they're just coming from 5-digit phone numbers, and they ask you generic questions, and you're obviously not talking to a real person. The questions are very repetitive, and they coincide with a basic application. But again, that's just another layer that these companies are using to screen applicants. So it turns out, or it feels like right now in this day and age, you got to be tech savvy, and you got to kind of be ahead of the wave, if there is such a thing, with this AI, because we are now playing a game with AI. So here's another one that's kind of concerning, and this is coming from ChatGPT itself. Job portals flooded by AI-generated applications. So it says because people are using AI tools to apply en masse, recruiters get too many generic applications as a result. Real qualified people get lost in the noise. Some companies even raise their filters, making it even harder to pass AI screening. So what to do? It says focus on quality over quantity, target roles that will fit you well, i.e., you got to apply now to specific roles or jobs that you did in your past. It seems like if you want to go on to a new role or a different type of role or industry, even though you have the qualifications, that might be that much harder. And I've been finding that out myself. And then another thing is, now there's such a thing called ghost jobs or fake postings. We shouldn't have to be doing this. It should just be a person should be able to write a resume. HR, isn't that what HR is for? Shouldn't they be able to screen resumes and read resumes? I mean, shouldn't there be still people to do that? However, AI tools are also used to create job listings that aren't real, just to gather resumes or test the market interest. And they also repost old jobs automatically. So it sounds like it boils down to that if you want the whole new job market shifted drastically with AI. This is what it boils down to, and this is kind of what I'm researching here, because I did notice this time around, me applying for new jobs has increased 50%, 100% harder. And I don't think it's a me problem, because I've never had this issue before finding new work. I found jobs and I had open communication and dialogue a lot more in the past than what I'm doing now. And I've tailored my resume. I've did this, I did that. I had professional advice on my resume with rejection letters happening within minutes after a post. So I wanted to dive into a little more. And AI, I feel, is the culprit to this. That the technology now, and it's just making things that much more tighter, and allowing companies to, making their filters that big instead of that big, where they want, just that specific person, whether that person is not qualified or not. That might be the issue here. That's what's frustrating. That person may have figured out the competitive edge into this AI game here to be in that small filter to get noticed by that company, when people over here that didn't make it over there might be the more qualified person. So now it boils down to, this is a whole new game that we got to play to find a job. We got to do more research, and we got to be in tune with what companies are doing, what people are doing in the application process, and using all the tools and resources out there. And AI is a big one. So with that being said, I just kind of wanted to think out loud here. And again, it's going on 4:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to put my thoughts on a video. And, there's just been too many sleepless nights about getting work, bettering yourself, finding things, that are, more suited to your forte in life, because I feel that I have a lot to offer. And getting rejected numerous times for jobs I know I'm qualified for, you get, it wears on you a bit. But it's not just me. Everybody's going through this. And unfortunately, this is where AI is really hindering people right now, because it's just making it that much more harder for your resume to get in front of human eyes now. And a lot of companies are doing it. Hopefully, if you didn't realize it, if you've been applying like myself and didn't realize, just a little background of what AI has been doing, hopefully this may shed some light and help you a bit. Hopefully you can now utilize ChatGPT or other resources to maybe help refine your resume, or enter in those certain keywords that employers are looking for to make your resume pass on to the next filter. Excuse me. But we shouldn't need to play a game here to get a job if you are qualified for it and have the experience and have a good professional background. You shouldn't have to go on and you kind of do investigative journalism to find out, that there is a bigger issue here. It's not just a you thing. And of course, there's jobs that I apply for that maybe I'm not qualified for, and I'm not the best candidate. I take that into consideration. But something's different here. And if you haven't looked into the job market or applied for a job in a while, I think you'll notice it too. It kind of loosely reminds me of the dating apps in a way now, where in order to meet somebody, and that can be a whole nother video, but in order to meet somebody, it's almost like the same concept where, you're either going to say the right thing in your profile, have the best picture, and that's going to get your attention, even though you could be a scumbag in real life. It could be fake. So I'll just wrap up here. That's kind of what was on my mind. Again, please like and subscribe. I'm going to do more kind of on the mind videos as well. And again, don't give up. I'm not going to give up. And we will see you on the next video. Take care.